As a brand, we want to make sure we don't bring something new just for the sake of it being new.
What we do it for the user, right? We want to delight the user, to give them something that they will really like.
It needs to really solve user problems and not be seen as a gimmick.
Hello, welcome to Beyond Bosch. I'm your host, Jessica Dahl. Be sure to subscribe and leave a review on this episode. Today, joining us from our Power Tools division, we have Chris Thomson and Fernando Porchas to talk about the world's first cordless and brushless smart rotary tool, the Dremel 8260. Fernando is a product designer and Chris is a product owner. Thank you both for being here. Let's just get right into it. First of all, what is the Dremel 8260?
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you everyone for listening. The Dremel 8260 is the world's first brushless smart rotary tool. The Dremel 8260 brushless smart rotary tool delivers 100% more runtime versus Dremel's existing highest performing cordless rotary tool, the Dremel 8220, 20% higher power than Dremel's most powerful rotary tool, which is the corded 4300, and also 20% faster wood cutting speed versus the Dremel 8220. People primarily go for corded tools because of the unlimited runtime and the perception that they're more powerful. So with the 100% more runtime and the 20% higher power, we're really offering a gateway for the traditional corded rotary tool users to now purchase a cordless rotary tool product. The connectivity of the tool enables users to control, monitor, and manage the Dremel 8260 all via their smart device.
Why do we need a connected rotary tool?
The question, why do we need a connected rotary tool, is actually the question we got from a lot of people internally as we began to work on this product, and also from our users. We spoke to our users and they were like, why do I need to connect my rotary tool? And what we uncovered is users face a few pain points during their project. They're not always sure with cordless tools how much runtime they have left on the tool. They're not always sure what is the right accessory for their job and what is the right speed. So we found a way to be able to address those pain points by connecting their tool to a Dremel app. The connectivity features and benefits include providing users with the estimated runtime of their product, the estimated battery percentage. There's a warning indicator that warns the users against high temperature of the motor or the battery. This warning indicator also warns the users if they're overloading or stalling the tool. And the smart notifications also enable users to resolve these issues. And we also have an accessory guide and a bit finder that provides the recommended speed for the user based on their material, their application, and their accessory type. So they can go into their project with full confidence that they're using the right accessory in the right material at the right speed.
That sounds exciting. Why is this so significant? Like, what do you think this is going to do for those who use this tool, and how does this pave the way for the future?
Yeah, the significance about this is because it's the first connected rotary tool. So this is the first time we tried the technology in the market. We are Dremel and we are the leader in market rotary tools. So every other brand follows Dremel and is an imitation of our company and our brand, especially in the area of rotary tools. So we're always the one that brings unique innovation to the market. So that's the significance behind bringing a connected rotary tool. We see this as a pathway and a gateway to the future. How can we, in this digital age, bring a rotary tool into a digital age for the benefit of the user? And people that use Dremel tools are very passionate about the projects they engage in, and we want to fulfill their experiences. And we don't want them to come across any pain points. So I feel with this digital connection, they're able to address pain points that they couldn't otherwise address directly. They would always address either via trial and error, or they would spend a lot of time up front doing research on YouTube and social media to see the best practices and then perform their activity. So this would make our users more efficient, but also more effective in their projects as well.
That's good. And so speaking of projects, Fernando, I know that you yourself do a lot of projects on your own, in your own time with your children, fixing things at home, and you are a product designer of this tool. I'd love to hear from you of how you helped design this tool. Where did those ideas come from? And just hear a little bit from that side.
Yeah. So I'm Fernando Porchas. I'm a product designer for the 8260 rotary tool. So I do a lot of projects here at home. I mean, I also have built some stuff for my kids. When it comes to the 8260 rotary tool, some of the things that we were focusing is trying to deliver a rotary tool that was easy to use, that will allow you to do the work, do it fast and efficiently. Take out the guesswork. Personally, some of the things that I focus is to have a very smooth tool, something that you can actually, in some cases, use in your indoor work environment. So since this is a brushless tool, if you compare this to any of our other rotary tools, it's quieter. So the benefit of having a quieter tool is that you can actually use it indoors.
Yeah, for example, I think you have a pretty young baby at home, right? So I could imagine if the baby's sleeping and you're trying to finish a project, that's a handy feature, right?
It is, yes. I will probably get in trouble if I wake up the baby when one of his naps.
For sure. And I know you had made a point previously in conversations about how important as a user yourself and also designing this, you wanted to design something that would be the best possible tool you could use. And part of that is having that efficiency so you can spend more time with your family or doing the things you want to and not so much, like you said, on this guesswork, correct?
That's right. So some of the things we did for this tool is we did compare to other lineup of rotary tools, and we gauged it against what the users actually care about most. Like, okay, I want to have like a tool that I can actually use to cut a piece of wood really fast and do it with a very good accuracy. So this tool can do that like easily.
That's wonderful. Yes. So both of you started this process with an idea, right? And kind of brought it through the system. And can you tell me a little bit more about that process?
That's correct. So in Dremel, we have idea generation session where anyone within the company or even within Bosch outside of Dremel can come with an idea and they can pitch it to the team. So we had an idea about how could we utilize brushless motors in rotary tools, because brushless motors are very common in power drills and larger power tools, but there was currently, at the time, there was no brushless rotary tools available. So that started the pathway to the idea. And with our engineering team, with Fernando included and our motor engineer as well, we evaluated what could this bring within a rotary tool. And we found that brushless brings more efficiency, as Fernando already mentioned, and it also helps to bring more power as well to the rotary tool. So we pitched our idea for a brushless rotary product to the team, and the team got very excited about the idea. Number one, because it brings unique innovation, but number two, which is most important, it brings real-life solutions to real-life user problems. As a brand, we want to make sure we don't bring something new just for the sake of it being new. And that was the other thing with connectivity, right? Like, people sometimes have judgments about connectivity within tools. And some people have the judgment that it's a gimmick because they don't see a need for it. And it was very important for us that if we're going to deliver these new innovations, it needs to really solve user problems and not be seen as a gimmick. And that's another part of our messaging now as well that our user marketing team is strongly working on, is how do we promote the positive reviews we have about the tool from the users that have already tried the connectivity to change the preconceived judgments people have that a connected tool is a gimmick. And with this tool, we're really helping to debunk that myth.
That's very good. That's exactly where my mind was going with this. So you brought this idea through. It's out. Where can you get it right now?
Yeah, right now it's available on homedepot.com, so it's online. The product will be available in Home Depot as well as of March. It's an exclusive Home Depot product here in North America. We also sell this product in Europe, and we're also going to sell this product in Australia in the first half of this year as well.
Fantastic. So are you already starting to see feedback and reviews from this first kind of launch?
Correct. So we already have a 5-star rating on Dremel.com of 25 reviews so far. We have a 4.9 rating on HomeDepot.com with 22 reviews so far. We have received a lot of positive feedback on the tool. The great thing about this tool is the connectivity is an addition that enhances the user's experience. But outside of the connected aspect, the tool stands alone as our most successful tool because of the brushless motor. Not every user that's bought the tool has so far tried the connectivity of the tool, but the ones that have found that it really enhances their experience of the tool. So we want to promote that message. But the ones that haven't used the connectivity have not downgraded the tool because of it. They still rated it 5 stars because the tool delivers the performance that they're expecting from it being a rotary tool.
I love that. So how does that make you both feel? I mean, taking this from idea to production, this is out there, it's already getting this type of feedback.
Yeah, this is great. Something that I love after working on a project like this is seeing the user feedback. I mean, what we do it for the user, right? We want to delight the user to give them something that they will really like, and seeing good reviews, like the best rotary tool ever, that's great things to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fernando, I know I've heard that you especially put in quite a few late nights, early mornings to make this happen. What were some of the biggest hurdles that you all had to overcome to get to this point?
Yeah, so we were working with a technology that was new for us. So we had not used this type of motor in other rotary tools, and it was a challenge. It just had different type of requirements, and we did face some issues that led us to spend more time trying to figure out what's wrong. I mean, the development was challenging, but we were able to work together with our manufacturing plant and as well with the team in Mount Prospect to get it done.
Yeah, like Fernando, I feel a great sense of pride, not just individually, but for the team as well, because the development of this product is more than 2 years in the making. And it's really a night and day activity to get it from where it started to where it came. And bear in mind, not only was connectivity new for us within rotary tools, but also brushless was a brand new technology as well. So in order to deliver these unique innovations, it's not smooth. You have to go through a lot of development challenges, and you need a strong, committed team to be able to tackle those hurdles and make progress. And this may sound a little bit weird, but I call the tools like my babies, especially ones like this, because you really nurture them. You put a lot of time and effort into them. Sometimes you spend more time thinking about the tool than you do your own family. And without the commitment from someone like Fernando is a very humble person, and he's not going to be a person that's going to shout from the rooftops about how much work he put into the tool. But he really delivered way above and beyond what was expected to be able to overcome the many technical hurdles we have. And that meant spending a lot of late night calls with suppliers and with vendors to find solutions, all at the time when he has a young family with 2 kids as well. So it's obviously not an easy balancing act, but without his commitment to the product would not have launched. So that's how big Fernando's contribution was to this product. And I'm also proud of we have a diverse team with different cultures, different backgrounds, working from Europe, working from Mexico, working from North America, working from Asia, and everyone was able to come together to be able to deliver the product. And that's what gives me the greatest sense of pride and satisfaction. And then when it's such a success, and it's reviewed so highly, and the sellout online is already matching our best-selling online tools within the rotary category already within the first few weeks. And that's a really positive sign, especially because this product retails for $169 because of the connectivity and the brushless motor. And our next highest selling rotary tool is $129, which is the 4300. So it's already priced $40 more expensive, but it's already proving a big success. So those things, the sales combined with the user feedback, give us as a team a great sense of pride and satisfaction.
Oh, I love that. I love picturing the diversity and the different cultures coming to develop something that is getting all these different perspectives. No wonder it's successful. I feel like you guys did this the right way and obviously it comes through in your passion and everything you're saying, you're doing it for the end user. You're doing it for the people who will use this tool and not for gimmick's sake, like you said. And that is obvious. And I think the proof is in the ratings, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we have a long way to go. Convincing people of connectivity within a rotary tool is a pathway. We took that first step on the path. It's going to be a long path and it's not going to be an easy path, but we have to take the first step. And the other thing that's really important for us is to get that direct feedback on the connectivity aspect of the tool from our users so we can feed that into the development of the current product, but also future product to make sure that we can deliver this technology, but a technology that's solving user needs and user problems and not just being there because people might perceive it to be cool, for example. And that's what's really important for us as a team to continue that journey.
Oh, that's really good. So from that perspective, both of you, do you have something you would say to someone who maybe has an idea, doesn't really know where to start, or is feeling a little bit overwhelmed, not super motivated?
Yeah, I would say, the worst thing that can happen is that you bet your idea and maybe it doesn't move forward, but at least you know that you tried it. I guess the best way to start is at least try, reach out to the people that can help you, put some work into it, and it can get done.
And with your own idea, what I think is important as a first step is seek out the people you trust the most in the organization and run the idea through them first. You'll find you get a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different input, and that'll help you to form your idea in the best way and really add some meat to the bones. Once you've done that and you've got a confident team that are already supporting the idea, seek out the platform. Like, for example, Dremel, we have an idea generation platform to pitch that to the larger team. If that platform doesn't exist in your organization right now, seek out your manager. Tell your manager, hey, look, I've got what I think is a great idea. I've run it by the team. They're very passionate about it. Can you help me deliver this idea to the organization? And then from there, you can make progress.
That's good. So with that too, I always like to ask everybody who comes on the podcast, if you have a piece of advice, it could be personal or career or professional, I should say, that you would give to somebody or somebody has given to you that maybe has stuck with you. Do you have anything that you want to share with the audience?
I can maybe go first. The best piece of advice I got from a professional perspective was learning when to say no. And I know this sounds a little bit strange, but I think within the organizations that we operate, we're challenged with taking on additional responsibility to aid our professional growth and development. And people that are hardworking people want to please everybody. You need to find your own personal limit so that when you're contributing to the organization, you're spending your time on projects that deliver the biggest benefit to the company from a strategic perspective. And for me, that was the 8260 brushless smart rotary tool. Early in my career, I said yes to everybody, and I was spread very thin across multiple different items. But then I found I was making a lot of small progresses with all of them, but I wasn't taking the big leaps on the biggest projects for the organization. So it's not a bad thing to say no. Learn where your limit is and make sure that you dedicate and focus your time in the areas that move the needle the most, because that's going to be the biggest reflection on the company's performance, but also on your personal performance when you reflect on your achievements. For example, now I can say I was part of the project team that delivered the world's first connected brushless rotary tool in the market. And if I didn't say no to a few things, I might not be able to say that today.
That's really good. It's really good. What about you, Fernando?
Sure. So going back to, for example, whenever you have issues in the project or something is not going as expected, I think it's important to understand sometimes it's better to fail fast and to take ownership and learn from it. So that way you can pivot and be able to correct the situation.
That's very good advice as well. And both of those are I feel like a lot of people could use that advice right now with just trying to figure out boundaries and also just go for stuff, go for their ideas, move forward. And thank you both for joining us. This has been really great. Congratulations. I can feel the pride coming from you. This is very exciting. I'm excited to see what this leads to and what you all do next.
Thanks for listening to Beyond Bosch Podcast. In case you missed our other episodes, now's your chance. Go back and take a listen.